right, we are live on YouTube, everyone, to talk about detailer training. You're going to want to stick around because we're also going to show you a very special moment between IDA Hall of Famer Bob Eichelberg and our youngest ever Future of Detailing students. We are also going to have a Q&A session at the end of the stream. So you guys, you can go ahead and start putting in your questions right now if you want, or at your leisure, and we'll get to that Q&A session a little bit later on. But of course, everyone, I want to welcome you to the Dr. Beasley's Clean Room. I am the Director of Success, Chris Racana, and today, again, we're here to talk about detailer training. Specifically, our last training we just hosted, actually, it was down in Knoxville, Tennessee, which was our Future of Detailing Primer Clinic. So this was our foundational clinic. 3 days of intense training, also 3 nights of networking and just general good times. And this was something where, you know, I was really happy to get down to Knoxville, and I actually even tested my cinematic skills a little bit while I was down in Knoxville, getting all sorts of B-roll and whatnot. So, you know what, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do my best to do a little live play-by-play action, something a little bit new for the Dr. Beasley's YouTube channel, but let's go ahead and dive into that reel and explore what we were doing down in the Future of Detailing Primer Clinic. So, Victor, whenever you want to hit play, we're going to jump into this and give you guys. So, again, down in beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee, which is also home to Mirror Image, Tennessee, which is the home shop of our authorized trainer, Lance Beckett. So, see, Future of Detailing is an intense three-day training course focused on the foundational elements of detailing. It's all about operational efficiency. We're leaving all that business training and sales talk at home. We are focused on paint corrections, paint protection, but also more common services, you know, a lot of washes and decons and interiors. So, for example, we're looking at this Nissan Murano that we had at the training, which is a complete and total basket case. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. And so this car was a complete and total basket case. I mean, if you look on the hood here, guys, there was mold growing on the paint. It was truly tragic. But this illustrates how we are bringing in real-world cars with real-world problems with real-world customers who have real-world expectations that we have to deliver on. So, of course, being a Dr. Beasley's clinic, we are going to go over the full width and breadth of the Dr. Beasley's collection, the matte stuff, our leather cleaning and protection products, all the rest of our interior products, glass products, wheel and tire products, of course, our nano surface primers, as well as all of our nano resins and other ceramic coatings. We had Flex tools there. I mean, look at the array of Flex tools. We got Beasts, we got Super Beasts, we got Finishers, we got Pixies. And then to our friends at Lake Country Manufacturing, can't thank them enough. They actually do a special run of pads custom just for the Future of Detailing. Of course, we also had access to the Mirror Image supply closet, you know, so should we need anything during any of this training, we were in there. So let's look at some of the cars we were working on. We had this new Tesla in for a new car service. And then we were moving out to this matte big body Mercedes. So this was in for a matte car service, but also an interior detail with leather protection. This customer also wanted wheel protection as well. So we did address the wheels. Now, as we flip around to this Mazda Miata, this was our old car new service, and we also protected that soft top as well. And then we had our show car service. So this was an original owner, low mile Chrysler Crossfire. That was the love and pride and joy of the owner. Also a classic example of just because it's rare doesn't make it valuable. But it was valuable to this owner. It's their show car. We're going to give them that show car experience. So into day one, all prep and interior. Prep and interior. And prep A starts with an inspection. So, I mean, again, this is determining common paint flaws. I mean, everything from dirt nibs to what is micromarring, what is towel marks, what are scratches, what are rids, you know, all this kind of thing that we are going to go over. Again, we are focused on that foundational learning technique. We're not taking anything for granted, folks. Yes, we're getting even into proper washing techniques. We're talking 1 bucket and 2 bucket or 3 bucket method. And we're even going to get into the foam gun. So again, we're covering all these different aspects that again, it's foundational. This is what we're going to build your detail career on, your detail skill set on. And if your prep-based skills are not on point, you're not going to get the payoff of that paint correction, of that paint protection, those services that come later on in the service. So that is why we felt the need for this future detailing primer course, because again, it focuses on that foundational knowledge that is absolutely crucial. But again, it's not just about the washing the cars. We're also going to get into deconning them as well. So again, proper wash techniques, but we're also going to have to get into, how we deal with industrial fallout, how we deal with rail dust and that sort of thing. And that's what our authorized trainer, Lance Beckett, and authorized detailer, Chris Burris, are doing right here. I was doing a chemical decon, and of course, we're getting into proper drying techniques. We're big fans of using air, folks. I mean, we like using air as part of the drying process because the more you use air, that's less hands on the car. That's less friction of towels rubbing on the car. Again, we're going over all this kind of information. Wash and dry might seem pretty simple, but this is the foundation of the services that are to follow after this. So that's why it's so important to spend a whole morning on prep day. Then we're going to get into interiors. So we see Wayne is here starting our blowout of the interior of the Chevy Equinox. This was a family truckster that was in for an interior service. We got Justin right here. I mean, he's working on getting all those granola bars and cracker crumbs and everything else that the little people like to leave behind the back seat. So he's getting all that blown up as well. Of course, we get into stain remediation as well, folks. We got Austin on the drill brushing. So we're going to teach you guys, and how we taught these guys, how to deal with stain remediation. And this is why we brought in the king of interiors, folks, Chris Burris. Flew him in from Exquisite Reflections out in Squeam, Washington, and he was there because he is truly the king of interiors. So he's there to teach us not only how to clean interiors and detail interiors effectively, but also to do it efficiently to make it profitable. I mean, Chris does an incredible business on interior details. So that is exactly why we brought him in. And again, folks, I mean, we got to teach you the right way to do a headliner clean. This is one of the riskiest jobs you can do in an interior detail, is get into that headliner. So again, teaching these guys how to clean that headliner without staining. And of course, guys, you got to have your glass on point, because your customer's going to call you out. That's the first thing they're going to notice if your glass isn't on point. So you got to make sure that's on point. So we finished day one with a great meal at the Bel Air Grill, some burgers, some beer, so we can refuel for day two. And day two is all about paint correction. So we actually started with a waterless wash. We had this original paint two-door Jetta, and we're going to see Miss Diana Balboni from N2 Details in Virginia finishing up our waterless wash here. And then we were going to go into a one-step correction on this one. We got Wayne showing us here on our new car service vehicle, this Tesla, that paint was pretty filthy. And so again, teaching you why, just because it's a new car doesn't mean, that you can go straight into coating. We need to prep that paint. And it's not only prepping paint, it's also about prepping the glass too. So we also taught these guys, we're going to clay paint, we're going to clay the windshield too, because that windshield is due for a glass protection service. Now, once we've prepped and clayed the vehicles, we are going around to start our paint correction. But to determine what that process is going to look like, we have to, where are the flaws? Which ones are we going after? Which ones are we not going after? So this is where we have our body panel diagram, this big giant notepad, I like to call it. And we're going to students, we go around and we mark where all those flaws are so everyone's on the same page. This is also serves as accountability, because we actually assign the students to the cars. So you see Dave, Austin, and Kyle here, who are assigned this Miata. So if their paint correction is not 100% on point when Zach or Lance goes around the car to inspect it, these guys are held accountable and they have to get that car to a deliverable point. So here again, where does a paint correction start? It starts with a test spot. And this is what our authorized trainer, Zach Smith, is demonstrating here, is a test spot, but he's also teaching the guys about forced rotation. and he's telling the guys right here how you notice it never stopped moving, no matter what angle he was at. So again, these are the kind of things where you might not necessarily pick up on by watching YouTube videos. So again, we got Zach here with Kyle, and we're just having him adjust, or I'm sorry, Clyde, and just having him adjust his grip on that Flex Super Beast. And because again, it's all about teaching you guys that sort of efficiency on how to use the tools and the products correctly so you can get through that service as efficiently as possible, but keeping that quality of work very, very high. So, and again, this is the things that you don't get from watching YouTube videos. And this is what you get. Like, here you go. Zach help him out, reminding Clyde, get that cord on your shoulder. That is one of those things that you're not going to get from watching a video. Again, we got Zach over here with Dave, and here Zach is teaching Dave how we want, when we're dealing with an edge, we want the pad to spin off the edge. So that way we don't burn the paint on the edge. So again, these are these little tricks and tips that you're not necessarily going to read about or pick up, but you're going to learn because our trainers are there behind you, making sure that you are implementing best practices. Of course, you get to learn on a whole range of tools. Here is Kyle with a Pixie on that mirror, one of my favorite tools of all time, a very versatile machine, and we had a lot of fun with that tool in the class. But then there's always the OG right here, guys, the 3401 Beast. And here Justin was dialing in his technique in working in valleys, again, utilizing that Beast. Detailer Olympics, guys, this is a great time. So this is a lot of fun. This is something we kind of developed at the last Advanced Paint Correction Clinic in Wisconsin. The whole point of this exercise is to teach you guys about not getting caught up chasing perfection. This is your customer who paid for a one-step enhancement. That's a fast, efficient service laying down some gloss. And so what we found is if we get some of your competitive juices flowing and make it a competition, this really gets the point through to you guys. Say, hey, let's move through it. We're not going to get caught chasing individual little rids and stuff like that. We're going to provide what the customer paid for, and we're going to move on. So that's exactly what they did. They had to clay the 3 vehicles and then get it checked by a trainer, and then 1-step 3 vehicles and get it checked by a trainer. And now here you're going to see Zach is doing the final check on Beluga number 2, and boom, we have our winners for Detailer Olympics. So you had Wayne, you had Clyde, and you had Steven, who won this competition. It's 3 teams on the competition, and they won a great prize pack that Lake Country came up with: a pad washer 4000, a inspection light, and an Udo's bag is what the guys were able to take home. So again, we had a lot of fun with that. Day 3 is all about protection. So we're here talking about coating. So here we got Wayne installing our nano resin MX on this Chrysler Crossfire. So again, guys, it's more than just that skill. We're also dealing with why we are putting MX on this Crossfire. And the reason we went with MX on this Crossfire is because, one, it's a sheeting coating, and this is this customer's baby. They're concerned about water spotting. So again, that's where sheeting coating is going to excel. But this is also a warm gloss product, which is going to make this metallic red absolutely luscious. So again, it's not only teaching, the techniques and how to use the product, but why we're using the product. So, even moving from something like our Nano Resin MX on this fiery red Crossfire, we then start looking at this black Mazda Miata, which we went for our Nano Resin kit on this one. And again, this was, what did the customer want? Customer wanted Darth Vader's helmet walking through the Imperial shuttle. So that's what we're going to deliver. And again, addressing the wheels. So of course, we used our matte wheel coating on the spokes of these wheels on the Mercedes, but notice the lift and the barrel are polished metal. So that is uncoated. So that is where we are utilizing our metal coat. So you have authorized detailer Chris Burris showing Wayne how to use that product. Also, a fun part of every future detailing is open play. I always leave a segment at the end of the clinic open for you guys to do what you want to do. You want to go specific product, a specific tool, or you want to look at a technique. And in this case, the class and a couple of students wanted to see an example of wet sanding. So a student brought their car up who had a leaf etched into their hood, and Zach demoed some sanding techniques. And again, a great part of that. So let's look at what we accomplished here at FOD. We had our new car service. So we had a Nano Resin MX, glass serum and palette trim on the Tesla. On the Mercedes, we did the wheels with metal coat, leather lock pro on the interior, and then matte film coating on that satin matte wrap. Our 2-door Jetta that got a waterless wash, correction by NSP1, and then protection by Nano LS10. And then, of course, we had our Miata. That was our old car new service, which again, paint correction by NSP, our nano resin kit, and we again protected that top with our fabric coating kit. And then we had our family truckster that got a full interior detail, paint correction during Detailer Olympics, and then protected with our Formula 1201. And then our basket case Nissan Murano that actually had paint falling off an area. So that we just focused really on the interior of that vehicle and getting the mold off the outside. And then finally, our show car, the star of the clinic, was our Crossfire that got a two-step correction with nano surface primers, followed by a nano resin MX install. And guys, we couldn't do this without some of the best trainers around. You know, guys from Flex, guys from Lake Country. So we're going to jump in right now and to Chris's segment from Flex and learn a little history about Flex.
This unit, it's kind of interesting. Our company, the name Flex, 100 years ago, the first product we manufactured was a flexible shaft. That's where our name comes from. Used to have a motor that sat on the ground. You'd be able to work that motor with your foot, and then you'd actually be up at your workstation. This is our first product we developed, and then 100 years later, we came out with it for the automotive market. But this is quick change, so you're literally able to, once again, put that in there, and then this product, you're able to work it, and it doesn't stall out. The inexpensive units that are out on the market, when you're moving it around, it binds itself up and stalls. This does not. You know, if you're working, say that honeycomb on the front of that Chevy, that's all plastic, obviously, but some of the honeycombs on the higher end cars, they're all painted. So if you're touching the rest of the paint with a polisher, all that other painted area, you got to touch it with something. Otherwise, you're doing it by hand to try and get it cleaned out. And this is what you need for that. Or around door handles, Shane was mentioning door handles. You know, you don't have to remove door handles. Something like this, you can get right up under it. And it
All right, guys, and as promised, a really special moment that we were able to capture down in Knoxville. So let's.
Hey guys, Scott and I are taking off tomorrow morning. We want to just thank everybody for coming out and our appreciation to you guys for helping us out trying our products. But you know, this industry is built around, if we look around here, we've got old people. I can get away with that. I'm the oldest one here. We got young people, we got women, we got men. I mean, all nationalities. This is a neat industry, like I said the other day. But one thing, we need people like Austin. We need the young guys coming into this. I'm a member of the Italian Festival in Omaha, and we're always striving for old people. You're wondering where I'm getting at. They have a band, the Santa Lucia band. And last year they had a guy, his grandson was pushing him in the wheelchair, and he's playing the trumpet. Wow. And I said, we need to get younger people. But anyway, you have done a fine job with this young man, starting out, and I'm going to give you a noodles tool.
Nice.
Did you get your signature on it too? It could. But you can let your dad use it if you want. But if not, it's yours. Yep. Okay. But you know, I'm proud of you. You did a great job this week. You did a great job, and Mom, you were attentive. And for a 15-year-old, I don't want to tell you what I was doing at 15. But,
ask and he will.
no, congratulations. Keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Proud of you. Thanks, gang.
So again, guys, that was a really special moment, completely spontaneous. And it's thusly, again, it's one of those things in life. You know, some of the best moments in life are those spontaneous things that you never could have planned for, even if you tried. So really special to share that with the whole group down in Knoxville. I'm glad we got to share that with you. And it was a great time had by everyone down in Knoxville. But you know what? Let's hear that from Dr. Beasley's newest authorized detailers, S&A Pressure Washing Service, LLC. This is Austin and his stepdad, Steven, who they own the company. Austin is the one who got the Udo's machine there from Bob. And we connected earlier this week and recorded a little interview. I mean, it's great, guys. I really loved having a father-son duo in the clinic. Again, just helps foster that family-like atmosphere. And, you know, we really did have a great time. But, hey, let's hear it from, again, Dr. Beasley's newest authorized detailers. Tell us about how or why you guys got into detailing.
We started off pressure washing, and then the detailing really semi trucks took over. So
yeah, we kind of had people. I mean, everybody knew me from the truck driving scene, so you know they said how particular I was. So they said, "Man, you need to be doing detailing and stuff." So that's how we kind of started venturing off into it, and before we knew it, it kind of blew up from there. So,
why do you feel that you needed detail training?
I mean, you know, everybody's YouTube and everything, and you know, you can only get so much information out of that. It's not like having somebody right there next to you and you can ask a bunch of questions. So, I mean, I'm a big supporter in education, so I felt like, you know, some kind of class or some other kind of training was a positive for us. Plus, you know, he's still in school and stuff, so you know, anything like that would be a help for him too. So that's kind of how we looked at it.
Cool. Excellent. And then lastly for this section, as far as, you know, before we actually met in Knoxville, what was your expectation, you know, going into the future detailing primer clinic? Like what were your expectations before we met down in Knoxville?
I mean, we really didn't know what to expect, to be honest. This is the first class as a business that we've been to, and I mean, it exceeded everything that we could have possibly even thought about. I mean, we still talking about it. I mean, it was a good time, good people. I mean, it was just all around was just a good thing to do.
Awesome. All right, so now if we kind of jump forward to when we were all down in Knoxville together, did you feel welcomed at the Future of Detailing Primer Clinic?
Yeah, the very first day, as soon as we walked in, we pretty much was welcome right from the beginning. So. And as people come in, you know, we started meeting different people. The people we thought that was the instructors wasn't the instructors.
So, I mean, so over the 3 days of training, and I'd like both of you to answer this, you know, because you're allowed to have your own opinions, all that kind of stuff. But over the 3 days of training, what was your favorite section?
I would say the interior, because I mean
the interior. Really, that's interesting. Now I want to know why was the interior so interesting to you?
I don't know. Chris, like the way he did things, he just explained different methods and stuff we could use to make it easier
and quicker.
Yeah, quicker, save time. Yeah.
How about you, Stephen? What was your favorite section over the 3 days?
Mine was ceramic. I mean, I was, you know, pretty much still questioning it before I got the class, and just the way it goes on, it's the last step. So you get to see the last result. You get to see how good it came out. So that's kind of what I liked about it. The whole class was, I mean, it was a lot of stuff that we took out of the class. Even the PPF guy that came, and I mean, that was amazing to me. Just that part blew my mind. To see them take that and crumple it all up and then throw it right back on the car, and it went out just like it came out the box. It was crazy. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, not just the ceramics, it's a whole, you know, everything. I mean, I was amazed by everything.
I took something off of everything.
Right.
Excellent. All right. Good stuff. And then kind of like somewhat related to that, I mean, was there a kind of a light bulb, you know, that epiphany moment where it's like, I never thought about that. I never even realized that. Did you have a light bulb moment when you were down in Knoxville?
Well, like the interior stuff, like
when he put the drill with the blower and he started doing that, like that.
Yeah, because the formats and stuff, they always usually the ones that hold the most stuff. So even if you beat them together and everything, they still have stuff come out. Yeah. So it was just
Yeah, it was actually funny. I was talking to Diana Balboni, who was in that class with you guys, and she's, been 8-10 years in this industry. And she said the same thing when Chris did that demo of the Tortador, but paired it with the vacuum.
Yeah.
It was like, for her, she's like, that was, her light bulb moment. Like, I never thought of doing that in a million years.
Right.
So.
That was it.
What about, like, you were saying that Zach, was there a moment, something Zach taught you that you thought was valuable?
Yeah, we didn't get too heavy in it because that's really in the next class, but some of the wet sanding and stuff like that, I didn't know that you cross hatch it and stuff like that. So it was a couple things I picked up off of that, even though that wasn't our class, but they kind of just showed us, I guess little tidbits of what could be in the next class. So that's already got us talking to try to go to the next class. So I think that was a tease that he done. I think he meant to do that. So,
yeah, we do like that little open play section, at the end of class, just for that exact thing. Like, hey, what do you guys want to get into? What do you want to experience? What's the next step?
Right.
So.
It just shows you what else you can learn. You didn't learn everything in this one class. There's still opportunities to learn in every class you go to. So,
were you able to create any new professional relationships via networking at the Future of Detailing, whether it was with trainers, guest speakers, or even your peers?
I feel like everybody. We
kind of connected with everybody. I still talk to Lance on a daily basis. Chris, kind of off and on. I didn't get Zach's number, so I haven't been able to touch base with him. Kyle, we talked to him on occasion. So, we picked up new friends and Lance is cool because you can call him and he can answer anything. So I kind of connected with him right off the rip. So him and Zach too. Well, Chris too. So I can't take nothing from none of them. They all three guys with different personalities, but they're all three good guys.
Did you enjoy the time we spent together outside of training, like at our reception dinners or the barbecue cater dinner and stuff like that? Obviously we all have a good time training, but would you say you had a good time outside of that training facility as well?
Yeah, I think it was good.
It was great
to learn a few things, about everybody.
Right. You're still learning outside of it, kind of too, because we were still talking about it, getting
right. So
because I thought it was a great time. We were just hanging out in the in that meeting room or that conference room that the hotel provided us with, and then we had the barbecue catered in. I thought that was a blast, just getting to sit around for a few hours and just talk.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Everybody, a lot of people had a couple things that were in common, and all of us, I think everybody was from different parts, So different areas and stuff. So it's cool to even talk about that kind of stuff too. Usually don't see that in training things. You don't see nobody gets together after the training thing. Everybody kind of goes their own way and does their own thing. I thought that was pretty cool that, we still stuck together and ate together and everything else. So it was just kind of, fellowship, right on through. So
perfect. That's why we do that. That's why I love it, man. That's awesome, Plus, I like to eat. If I don't know if you know it.
Me too.
I am the larger mammal. I do appreciate a good meal.
Right. And they were. Both of them were good meals.
So now we're kind of moving forward into present day. So you've been back home a little while. You've had some time to kind of digest what we did down in Knoxville. So now that you've got a little distance, we can look back on the event. Did the clinic deliver on its promise to teach foundational detailing skills with an eye on operational efficiency? Did we meet your goals?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're using them right now. So as soon as we get off of this, we got to go right back at it. So I learned a lot, and I don't think I could have learned any of this. Some of the stuff that we learned off of YouTube. It just,
or just from people trying to say like you professional standpoint, it definitely taught a lot more.
And and the guys took it one step further. I was questioning them how their pricing and stuff like that, and Zach kind of took me up on his wing and kind of told me to go this route. Keep your stuff at one thing, but go a different route, and just to see how many people would come to you. So I thought it was cool that he gave me advice and with mine. So that kind of stuff you can't get from YouTube. It's that special bond that you make with somebody that kind of helps you get through with your business to make it even bigger. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So overall, how would you rate your experience at the Future of Detailing Primer Clinic, and why?
The why?
The why. Why is it?
1 out of 10.
Yeah, sure. Go 1 through 10. How would you rate it, and why?
I would say it was a good 10 out of 10. It was a solid class. I didn't see any problem. Nobody gave me a hard time. Nothing. I mean, we learned.
And that's another thing too.
Right,
So he's a kid. So for everybody to accept him as to come in like he was a 20-year-old, 30-year-old, they treated him the same way as, they didn't treat him like a child. They treated him like, like he was a 20-year-old or 30-year-old. He was just one of the guys. So I mean, I thought that was cool that everybody done that. So
how did the Future of Detailing Clinic accelerate your detailing career?
Dr. Beasley's products.
Yeah, that was one of the things.
Yeah.
So that stuff amazed me. It's just how it applies and how easy it is to go on. It's just, I don't know, it just blew my mind, some of the products that they have to offer.
And how good it works too.
Yeah, you try to look at it to the old days, it's nothing comparison. This stuff is like butter when it goes on. It's crazy how easy it went on.
Cool. All right, and then let's see, what would you tell another detailer that was considering attending a Future of Detailing Clinic?
I'd say go.
Yeah, go.
I mean, you really don't have anything to lose unless I don't know, unless you try to go and be Mr. Know-It-All at the class or whatever. But if you go to try to soak in and learn everything, then
It's worth it.
yeah, it was worth it.
Because you learn people off of the other people in
Yeah,
there too.
even the people in there. Yeah. So you learn not just off the instructors, but some of the guys,
and they're learning with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So everybody learns together. So I mean, I thought it was pretty cool.
So did you feel that, the value, I mean, obviously you guys plunked down your hard-earned cash to get there. I mean, we have the value in terms of the non-tangible, the information that was passed along, but how'd you feel about the tangible goods you were able to go home with? I know, now Austin got a couple extras.
Yeah.
You know about that. We got a couple extras. But overall, with all that, with the pads and all the other stuff we sent you home.
I mean, that pretty much paid for everything.
Yeah,
everything we got.
By the time you use it, it's
with the meals, the free. I mean, the meals that were included in the thing, and all the stuff that y'all give us. I mean, it probably was more than what we actually paid. So really,
it was worth it.
Yeah, you got education for free, and then got some stuff on the side.
Products,
right. So I mean, to me, that's a win-win.
And you still make money off of the products that you paid for like that. So, yeah.
You still using them.
Yep. Absolutely. And then, let's see, the next one would you guys attend another Future Detailing Clinic?
Of course.
Yeah. We already said that.
Yeah, we already tried to do the next one now.
Absolutely. Very cool. And the last thing I was just going to ask, I mean, we are going to show that video, that with Bob presenting Austin with the machine. So I just kind of wanted to ask Austin, as far as that experience of being presented, like, again, Hall of Famer Bob Eichelberg, kind of a big deal in this industry, that guy. And really to have Bob do that, I thought was really special. So I just wanted to ask Austin, what was your reaction to that, and what are you going to do with that machine moving forward?
Oh, I wasn't expecting it, but it'll get put to use. Reuse it.
All right, guys. That's about it. So we'll go into post-production, and they're gonna chop this up and cool and make us all look very, cool and smarter than we are. Gentlemen, please don't ever hesitate to call me, Austin, Steven, either one of you. You're always welcome to call. I mean, please, it's never a hassle, never bother. Weekends, whatever, I don't care. I love working with you guys. You're good people, and I like working with good people.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate you both of y'all, and have a great day.
You too.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, so who wants to be like Steven and Austin and come to a Future Detailing Clinic? Huh? Who wants? Raise your hand. Who's coming? So we actually have 3 upcoming Future of Detailing clinics. In the near term, we have May 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We have our Future of Detailing Advanced Paint Correction Clinic that is taking place out in Boise, Idaho. For this one, I'm even dragging the big boss out, folks. Yes, Jim Lefebvre is actually going to be joining me out because it is at the RAG company. So it is Advanced Paintwork Correction, which is, again, our clinic that is not a product clinic. This is a process and technique clinic. So this is why you have the RAG company, and they're hosting it at the RAG company's training facility in Boise. You also have Griot's Garage, you have Flex, you have LC Power Tools, you have Lake Country Manufacturing, and of course, Dr. Beasley. So that's coming up May 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And then in July, right in the middle of summer, we have our Future of Detailing Pro Clinic. Now, this is our entrepreneurial entrepreneurial aspirational clinic where this is aimed towards owners that want to scale up their business, or maybe people that are transitioning from part-time into full-time detailers. And here's where we get into sales training, looking at operations and how to run a business, marketing, and all those sorts of things. We're also going to be networking with a lot of our industry friends. I have a lot of guests that are going to be coming in for FOD Pro. The dates on Pro, again, that is in July 26th, 27th, and 28th. And that is right here at Dr. Beasley's HQ in Chicago. Of course, joining us for that is going to be some friends from Legend PPF. We're going to have friends from Flex, as well as Lake Country, and some new friends too. So I'm really excited for the Pro Clinic taking place here in HQ in July. We're going to end 2023 in Wisconsin. Same place we ended 2022, and that is at Lake Country Manufacturing Facility up in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. They are going to be hosting a advanced paint correction clinic. So those dates are September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Again, that'll be up in Wisconsin at Lake Country Facility, which is just outside of Milwaukee. All of these trainings are now available. You can go buy for Boise, you can go buy for Chicago, or you can go buy for Oconomowoc right now. Of course, remember, if you are a Dr. Beasley's authorized detailer, your authorized detailer discount applies to training. And that's a perk. And then I want one last reminder, if you want to break up that into payments, because these clinics do cost $1,400, but for the value, as Stephen and Austin will tell you, the value you get for that is far over and above. But again, if you need to break that up, no problem. We do have the PayPal option for you. So hit that pay by PayPal button, and then you can break up the cost of that training over several payments. With that, I would like to open up the Q&A session. So hopefully we got some questions queued up for us. If not, start typing away right now, everyone, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions to the best of my ability. So I'm going to ask Victor to kind of read them out. He's mic'd up, so you guys are going to be able to hear him, and then I will go ahead and answer. So let's Q&A, Victor.
Yeah, nothing in the chat right now.
Oh, okay.
I've been for questions, so we'll see what comes out.
All right. So, I mean, again, I just want to circle back on the upcoming opportunities for the Future of Detailing, especially one that's coming up in May. You know, this is we're really excited to partner with Levi Gates and the guys over at the RAG company. You know, their whole idea that the RAG company's training facility, their training center up there, the whole idea that it was a independent training center, whereas, you know, it wasn't focused on any one product or any one process. It was really about bettering the detail community. And that is very much, you know, kind of one of the core tenets of the Future of Detailing. So that's, you know, we're RAG company and Dr. Beasley's, we have a lot of synthesis there. So, you know, again, really excited about this. The other cool thing is Levi actually said he's gonna open up RAG company and host an open house for all our FOD students and their guests. So, you know, if you're bringing your wife or your significant other or, you know, kids, your son, your daughter, whatever with you, you know, there's something fun to do on Saturday, we can head over to the RAG company for their open house. So again, you know, what we'll do is May 3rd, that's Wednesday, May 3rd, starts with our reception dinner where we all kind of get to know each other. And then we're training on Thursday the 4th and Friday the 5th. Keep in mind, we are feeding you as well. We'll have a little catered-in dinner after day one of training Thursday night. Cater in a dinner. Then we get to kind of all hang out and bond a little bit. Have a nice dinner at the conference room at the hotel. Then we go back Friday for another day of training. We'll have graduation, and then of course there is that optional open house on Saturday. All these clinics, I should mention, whether you're going to Boise, you're going to Chicago, or you're going to Oconomowoc, we are also going to be offering SV testing. Dr. Beasley's, we are big supporters of the IDA. Actually, our facility here in Chicago is a registered independent training center. So we were very honored to receive that certification by the IDA. So at all of these clinics, so again, whether you're coming out to Boise in May, you're coming to Chicago in July, you're going to go to Wisconsin in September, on the Saturday, we are going to be offering optional SV testing. And speaking of that, guys, speaking of IDA and networking opportunities, who actually happens to be at all these trainings with us? Well, it is IDA President Bob Myers. He is also works with Lake Country Manufacturing. So he's there in that sense. So kind of dual role for Bob when he's at the Future of Detailing Clinic. But again, an incredible opportunity for you guys to not only meet, but network with the president of the IDA at all of our Future of Detailing clinics. So any questions lined up so far, Victor? Or?
And whether or not that aids with the longevity of those products.
Yeah, Bead Hero is going to absolutely add to the longevity of those products. Anytime you're maintaining a nanotechnology coating with more nanotechnology, it's going to help. Now, the idea is, if you're maintaining something like a nano resin coating, one of our higher end coatings, we'd probably lean towards something like our advanced coat, because that is a product that is specifically aimed at maintaining your ceramic coat, specifically aimed at rejuvenating that coating and reinvigorating the beading effect, versus Bead Hero, which is again a coating in its own right. And a lot of professional detailers are going to like that for a topper type service. So again, the beautiful thing about it though, you can use Bead Hero and Advanced Coat interchangeably. So if you want to do your quarterly maintenance, once every 3 or 4 months, let's say you do your Advanced Coat, but you want to hit it with some Bead Hero in between that maintenance, absolutely. That's the beautiful thing about this entire system being 100% inorganic start to finish, because you'll find a lot of these type of products out there, a lot of the competitive set to Bead Hero is going to contain elements that are organic, that are are contaminants in the eye of a ceramic coating. So again, you don't necessarily, if your plan is to maintain, you want to make sure you stay within the 100% inorganic realm, which absolutely Dr. Beasley's does. So hopefully that answered your question, Kyle. If not, start typing away and we can answer another question. Anything else, FOD guys, or want to talk Bead Hero? Like I said, that thing is absolutely killing it. It is unbelievable. The reaction we saw, our early access period where we gave our authorized detailers early access to that product, everyone's been blown away by it. And it's to the point where, it's unbelievable where guys are buying gallons of this stuff just because they try it once and they're just blown over by it. So, and again, this is a unique product because it kind of fits both in the enthusiast world as well as the professional detailing world. So, again, if you haven't got your Bead Hero order in yet, I'd recommend getting over to Beasley's website. Get your pre-order in, because that way you get 2 free microfiber towels with it. So you order your 12-ounce bottle of Bead Hero, you will get 2 microfiber towels. So just a little nudge on that one. So Mr. Victor, we got any questions coming in the old comment section? Or? Okay. So I think we're going to wrap this one up, guys. If there's no questions about the future of detailing or anything else, again, I appreciate you all tagging along for the ride. I do want to give you a heads up. It is live stream time here at Dr. Beasley. So just in a few days on Monday. So this coming Monday, March 20th, got another live stream planned for 1 p.m. Central Time. This one's a biggie though, folks. I got some friends coming in. I got Levi Gates from the Rad Company, as well as Rod Craft from Griot's Garage. And we're going to get on the Dr. Beasley's YouTube channel live to discuss the future of detailing advanced paint correction clinic that is taking place at the Rad Company in Boise, Idaho, May 3rd, 4th, and 5th, with optional SV testing and open house on May 6th. So again, I highly encourage everyone, while you're sitting here on the Dr. Beasley's YouTube channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and, you know, tickle that notification bell. So that way you can be notified when we got our live stream up and running for Rod Craft, Levi Gates, and myself to get together and talk about future detailing in Boise, which, I mean, again, guys, super excited for that event and can't wait to get out of Boise. I mean, I'm so excited. Like I said, I'm even bringing the big boss with me. I'm dragging Jim Lefebvre out there with me. So again, an incredible opportunity to learn, to network, and, you know, hey, to have a good time and also to eat well. Remember, it's not a future detailing event unless you are fed well, because that is a priority for me, because I am the larger mammal. So anyway, if any of you want to talk more about future detailing, I'm not hard to find, so you can reach out to me. General Dr. Beasley's questions, we always have my team at drbeasleys.com. Of course, for any links to purchase future detailing tickets or Bead Hero for that matter, can be found down below. And I will do one last check of the comments section to make sure we're not leaving anyone stranded high and dry. All right, we're good to go. So with that, people, I do have to ask you a favor. Please help me educate America. So if people, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everyone, if your friends and neighbors are in the left lane and they're not passing anyone, it is time to move over to the right. And that is because the left lane is for passing, the middle lane is for cruising, and the right lane is for entering and exiting the expressway. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on this live stream. Drive safely and have a great day.